We're just
sleeping.
We're just sleeping, and there's police outside. And
they just let us know there's an ammonia leak at the campground, and we have to leave immediately.
We need to evacuate immediately.
And we're still shocked because we were half asleep, but we've got to go.
There's police and fire trucks and everything everywhere. We have to get out of here immediately. This is insane.
If you've been following our travel adventures, I know what you're thinking. How the heck do you two find yourselves in these crazy situations on the regular? Yeah, we're starting to feel like we're in the RV edition of Final Destination. But back to the madness.
There's an ammonia leak, so we have to get out of the campground. I guess we shouldn't be breathing this air.
This is unusual, but everybody's getting up in the middle of the night.
The directions given by the police were to evacuate immediately and head north, so there was no time to hitch up and bring the Airstream with us.
Daniel's decided that we should wear our masks now until we know what's going on, but the news has nothing. We can't find anything on the internet. It looks like they were evacuating the entire exit where the campground that we love is on. So now we just have to wait and see what this means. But thankfully, we are in Nashville, and that means we can come stay with my mom.
I know these masks probably do zero, but if ammonia's in the air, it's better than nothing.
Let's pause here. Just in case you're like me and you have little to no idea what ammonia is or can do to you, let's do what any sane person would do and Google that. Alright, so ammonia is mostly used for fertilizer and household cleaning products. That doesn't sound too bad. But there have to be dangers considering our current situation, so let's try this. Okay, great. That doesn't sound ideal. Yeah, corrosive sounds bad for the Airstream, and chemical burns? None of this is good. So, maybe the treatment. Yep, ammonia is freaking horrible for humans. So if you ever find yourself in this situation, don't wait, get the hell out. Now, where were we?
We can see fire trucks up and down the exit, all the way down to the next exit. So it looks like they're just doing rolling evacuations, not just in campgrounds, but all residents throughout the area. So we'll see what happens.
Well, RVLife has got you covered with Dustin Lynch, Parmalee. We're ahead on the Zaxby's app.
There is nothing on any of the local TV channels about what's going on. We've tried to Google it. All of this is from 2017. There's literally nothing. So we're in the dark as to whether or not we're actually far enough away from the leak or not, because we're only about 8 minutes down the road from the campground at my mom's house.
If you're watching this, you're probably thinking, we always find ourselves in crazy situations. But I promise you that's not always the case. 99% of the time, everything goes smoothly. Being evacuated from a campground because of an ammonia leak, didn't even know that was a possibility. Apparently there's a Tyson plant in the area that has had some issues with ammonia. Looked up the side effects for ammonia gases, and it's not good. So, like Lauren said, we're only really a few minutes up the road at her mom's house, and we're trying to figure out if we need to evacuate from here and really get out of Dodge. So that's what we're trying to do right this second.
There's still nothing on the news, but I figured that maybe somebody was saying something about it on social media. And so the city of Goodlettsville Fire Department just put out a post a couple of minutes ago. And it says, at 5:49 a.m. on 9/5/2021, Goodlettsville Fire Department and the Nashville Fire Department hazmat team are currently working a scene at the Tyson Plant in Goodlettsville, which we Googled, and it's about 1.7 miles from my mom's house, but like in running distance from the campground. It says we're in
1.7 miles is running distance to us.
That's true. Like walking distance, like really close. So in Goodlettsville, where an ammonia leak is present, emergency responders are in the area around the plant and are evacuating the nearest campground and securing some areas. Interstate 65 and Highway 41 are shut down. All residents who live in the area of the plant should remain indoors and leave all windows and doors closed at this time. So, when we get to go back to the Airstream seems questionable at this point. I think it's really weird that this is not on the news.
Bella, what do you think about this? What do you think about this, Bella? Yeah, me too.
She's obviously just happy that we're here. So, we just waited and continued watching the news. Finally, hours later, something finally aired.
We do have a breaking news alert out of Goodlettsville this morning. First responders now on the scene of an ammonia leak over at the Tyson Plant, causing a lot of crews to go out there right now. Alex Cordetti following this from the WKRN.com alert desk.
Josh, that's right. That info just into the newsroom. The Goodlettsville Fire Department and Nashville Fire Department hazmat team currently on the scene of an ammonia leak at the Tyson Foods facility there. Now, emergency responders in the area around the plant are there now, and they're evacuating the nearest campground as well as securing some areas there. I-65 and Highway 41 are currently shut down. All residents who live in the area of the plant should remain indoors and leave all windows and doors closed at this time. Once again, crews are on the scene of an ammonia leak at the Tyson Foods facility in Goodlettsville. I will continue to track those alerts here at the alert desk for you, Josh.
Celebrating the life of Willard Scott.
4 hours later, we just got a notification from the Goodlettsville Fire Department that everything is clear, so we get to go back to the Airstream and see what awaits at our campground.
Good news, Airstream seems fine. A bunch of cars are still missing, but it looks like people are starting to get back to the campground. At this point, I'd say it's time for a nap. Not the ideal way to start a morning. Home sweet home. Somebody's already ready for bed.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been up for like 4 hours, and it is 9 o'clock in the morning, and that is not the best way to wake up, so we're tired.
And just like that, the ammonia leak scare was no more. But there were a few things we learned. First, always be willing to leave your camper at a moment's notice. We're going to make a bug out bag for future incidents, so if you have thoughts on what it should include, leave a comment below. 2, ammonia is nasty, and we're probably not going to be buying household cleaners with it in it anytime soon. And last but not least, yes, we're going to be watching the Airstream like crazy for the next few weeks to make sure we don't have any corrosion issues, because that's the last thing we need on this crazy RV life adventure. But until next time, my friend, stay drama-free this week, because that's good for the soul too.